happy Friday. It's the 20th of May today, and as it's Friday it is my weigh-in day. So I am coming on to talk about how I've got on this week on my weight loss journey and update what my weight is today. So I'm still doing the sort of like mindful, intuitive approach to weight loss, and I'm still very much enjoying it. I've been in like, I've just had one of them weeks which is just insane. I think the last video that I filmed was possibly a weigh-in, possibly a vlog, but anyway, so I've had sort of like multiple things go wrong over the last couple of weeks. I've just felt like everything I've touched has broken. It started off with my washing machine, and then it was like a component of the van, and then it was the van entirely breaking. My vacuum cleaner blew up, my shower blew up, just basically things like that, that in the grand scheme of it doesn't really matter because they're just materialistic objects that can be fixed. I always try and sort of like think I haven't been given sort of the news that I've got a terminal illness. These things are fixable, but I can get myself a little bit wound up and a little bit overwhelmed when it's like one thing after another, and when there's such major financial issues as well. It kind of like I find it really difficult to deal with. So yeah, I've been having a couple of things go on like that. And basically I haven't had access to a vehicle over the last week. So yeah, in terms of like my stress levels, it's been like really high, but I'm actually quite proud of myself of how I've like approached it, because I've looked at everything quite logically. I don't think I've like binged or overeaten this week based on like emotional stress, which is absolutely one of my sort of coping mechanisms when I'm stressed out. I definitely turn to food to make the situation better and as a bit of comfort, but I definitely have eaten more than I did last week. I don't know whether that is down to the stress or whether it's just I'm still feeling this intuitive thing out. So obviously last week was amazing. I lost 5 pounds last week, and it showed me that this intuitive thing was great. This week I think in terms of sort of like my overall effort or the sort of determination, it's definitely not been as strong. It started basically over the weekend, and it sort of like eked into the week. I just found myself last week when I was like not weighing out because I haven't weighed out, but when I was like dishing up my dinners and my meals and things like that, I was being very, very cautious with it, and it was making me second guess myself and think very, very mindfully about what I was eating and the amounts I was eating. And this week I still have been mindful about it, but I think, I don't know whether like subconsciously I thought, well, I lost quite a lot last week, so I'll try this out this week. So this week I have weighed in at 14 stone 13.0, which is a very, very, very teeny tiny loss of 0.6 of a pound. I'm classing it as a maintain because it's close enough to be so. So I've maintained, so that tells me that this week I've eaten to my maintenance calories, which I'm taking as a win based on the fact that I just know internally how much has been going on. Like I've not filmed this week, which hasn't necessarily been because I've been stressed or anything like that. I've been having a lot of work, lot of like extra work. I've found a little bit more, I don't know, I just kind of, I feel like sometimes when I get stressed or when there's a situation that's a little bit out of my control, I like cling on to things that are controllable. One of them's been like cleaning the house. I've been like crazy neat freak this week, and the other thing is that I've been really just like focusing on work. And I did sort of attempt to film one of the days this week, but when I sort of like looked back, I was like, this is literally I didn't even want to spend time editing it, just because it was basically just me sat at my desk all day. and not really, not anything like worth watching in my opinion. So yeah, so I guess I've just been getting stuck into things like that, and I feel like now I've got a really good overview on the amounts that I need to eat in order to lose weight and the amount that I need to eat in order to maintain. So if I can somewhat strike a balance between last week and this week, I think I'm onto a good thing. In terms of exercise this week, I've done little to none. I can't use the fact that the van's broken as an excuse. I mean, the van's broken and I can't get to the gym, but I could have gone out on more walks. I could have gone out and tried an outdoor run. I've got weights, I've got other things. I have done dribs and drabs of it. I've walked the dog. Yesterday was quite interesting. I took sort of like half an hour in the middle of the day just to get away from my desk and to sort of like wait. There was I was waiting back on a few calls and a few emails and things, so I thought I'm gonna use this opportunity to go get some fresh air. And Jim actually sort of looked at my bike over the course of this week and fixed it up for me, and he's been going out on his bike, and I was like, let's go out on a little bike ride. So I just basically did like a 15-minute ride, which was a rude awakening. I used to go on lots of bike rides. I used to do like 30-mile rides, and I used to go to a place called Dolby Forest, and they've got like mountain bike routes through there, which was very like, it was a bit of a test of your athletic ability, let's just put it that way. And it was a very rude awakening to how unfit I am in comparison to when I used to go do that. So I really enjoyed it though, so I think that's something that I'm going to try and work into sort of like my weekly workouts, is going on a nice long bike ride. I also had a bit of knee pain this week, which is very interesting because I've never really suffered with any, I mean, I think probably I've like strained it now and again, but I've never really had knee pain, and I can't like put it down to something. I spent one of the days this week completely gutting and cleaning the house, and then the day after, my knee was so sore in the evening, I had to go to bed. It was so sore. So that was a bit strange. So I think things like bike rides are just going to be great because whilst I'm losing the weight, it's less impacting on my knees, so that's really good. Yeah, and I just sort of going forward, I aim to try and strike a balance between what was last week and what was this week, and then obviously incorporate a lot more physical activity into that. There's lots of crazy stuff going on at work, which is really exciting stuff is happening at work, and it's just for probably the next month or so, it's gonna take up a bit of my time, so I've just got to be really on it and make sure that I'm sort of getting in my workouts and being as mindful as possible towards my food and my nutrition, and not letting sort of like that thing take over, because I'm very good at sort of like just putting all of my effort into sort of like that thing and letting everything else fall off. So yeah, overall I think a pretty good week in comparison, in like the fact that I've been so stressed. I'm quite proud that I've not like had a massive gain this week, because boy oh boy, I had the excuse to do it a fair few times. So I'm gonna wrap the video up here just because I am a bit short of time today. I do really want to get back to doing more videos. I'm hoping that I can do that next week. I'm not setting anything in stone, but you know, I am seeing sort of like a change in my just natural eating habits, which I'm finding really fascinating. So yeah, gonna leave it that. I hope you're all doing super well, and I can't wait to catch up with you all in the comments. I'm definitely gonna schedule some time over this weekend to have a nice long bath and have a good catch up with you all. So please do say hello and let me know how you're getting on in the comments so I can have a bit of a chit chat with you. And yeah, thanks as usual for all of your wonderful support. It blows me away like how kind and supportive you all are. It really does warm my heart, and I love you all to pieces. Hopefully next time's video isn't too far away, but until then, I hope you stay happy, healthy, and well, smash this week, guys. See you soon.